It starts quietly, not with a dramatic moment, not with a clear sign, just something different. Maybe your dog doesn't rush to the door the way they used to. Maybe their food sits untouched a little longer than feels normal. Or maybe they simply look at you, and something in their eyes makes you stop completely. Because deep down, you already feel it. Something has changed. You tell yourself they're tired. You tell yourself it's nothing. But the question forms anyway, slow and quiet in the back of your mind. Does my dog know something I don't? For years, people have believed that dogs sense when they're near the end, that they grow distant, find somewhere quiet, and somehow prepare. And science doesn't entirely disagree. But the real answer is far more layered and far more remarkable than most people realize. Dogs don't understand death the way humans do. They don't project into the future or imagine what comes next. That kind of abstract thinking is uniquely human. But that doesn't mean they're unaware. It means they're aware in a completely different way. Dogs live inside sensation. Everything is felt before it's processed. They don't think I am dying, but they absolutely feel that something inside them is shifting, and their own body has been quietly communicating that to them the entire time. Inside your dog right now, there is a constant stream of signals, hormones rising and falling, nerves firing, chemical changes moving through every organ. When illness takes hold, those signals change. Energy drops, pain quietly builds, movement slows. Your dog feels all of it, not as a thought, not as a fear, but as a physical reality they are living inside every moment. And then there is smell. Dogs experience scent in a way that is almost impossible for humans to fully comprehend. With hundreds of millions of scent receptors analyzing chemical information at all times, their nose is essentially a biological laboratory, and that includes changes happening within their own body, shifts in metabolism, the early markers of illness, subtle changes in internal chemistry. All of it produces faint scent signals that humans cannot detect. This is exactly why dogs can be trained to identify cancer, not because they understand disease, but because they recognize its chemical signature before any machine does. Now imagine that same ability turned inward. Your dog doesn't need anyone to explain what's happening. Their body has already been telling them. As these changes continue, behavior begins to shift, and this is where many owners become confused, even heartbroken. Some dogs withdraw, others become more attached than ever. Both responses feel opposite, but they come from exactly the same place. The instinct to withdraw goes back thousands of years. In the wild, showing vulnerability invites danger. So animals evolved to hide weakness, to pull away, conserve energy, stay quiet. That instinct still lives in modern dogs. When they retreat to a corner, when they stop seeking you out, it is not sadness and it is not giving up. It is ancient biology doing exactly what it was designed to do. But there is another force working in the opposite direction, one just as ancient and just as powerful. Dogs have been bonded to humans for tens of thousands of years, and during that time they developed an attachment that researchers now compare to the bond between a human infant and their caregiver. When dogs feel uncertain, they seek their person. When they feel afraid, your presence is what regulates them. So when they are at their most vulnerable, that pull toward you doesn't weaken, it intensifies. This is why some dogs refuse to leave your side. Both behaviors, isolation and closeness, are rooted in the same biology, one reaching for protection, the other reaching for you. And something remarkable happens when they do reach for you. When your dog is close, their heart rate slows. Cortisol, the stress hormone, drops. A hormone called oxytocin rises. Oxytocin is the bonding hormone, the one tied to trust and attachment and emotional safety. What makes this extraordinary is that the same thing happens in your body at exactly the same time. When you comfort your dog, you both release it together. Your presence isn't just emotional support, it is physically changing your dog's internal state. You are regulating each other, even now, even in this. Many owners describe a moment during this time that stops them completely. After days of weakness, their dog suddenly seems better. They get up, they move around, they might eat something. And for a few hours, it genuinely feels like everything is going to be okay. This is sometimes called a final rally. Research suggests the brain may produce a brief surge of activity in extreme conditions, a last attempt to stabilize, a short window where energy seems to return before the body begins its final decline. It is usually temporary, but within that window, something quiet and irreplaceable often happens. Your dog comes close, they look at you, they stay near you, not because they understand what is coming, but because you are the one constant that their entire nervous system recognizes as safe. Studies show that a dog's brain responds to their owner more powerfully than to almost anything else, more than food, more than other animals, more than any other stimulus in their environment. Your scent, your voice, the specific rhythm of your presence. Their brain has mapped you as the center of what safety feels like, and in the final moments of awareness,
What they are experiencing is not the concept of loss. It is simply the feeling of being close to you. Your dog does not fear death in abstract terms. What they know is the present, and in the present, you are everything their brain understands as home. If you are going through this right now, or if you have been through it before, there is something important to hear. What you gave your dog was not small. It was a life built entirely from safety and trust and presence. In the only language your dog